All right, hey everyone. Welcome to another Will to Witch RP Live Play TTRPG session. What is Will to Witch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. Now we create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we are playing D&D. This session features a Mortal Guardian side quest that takes our brave heroes on an exciting adventure out into the world of Velenara, or perhaps beyond. With us at our table, we do have several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it is time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder, and we'll begin with an introduction for Pyre.
Hello, everyone. I'm Connor. I'll be playing Pyre. She is a fire genasi ranger, a skilled hunter and tracker, hailing from the elemental plane of fire, hunting all sorts of creatures, and does so with her legendary crossbow Inferno.
Alright, amazing. Next up for our introductions, we've got Bernard.
Hello, my name is Joshua. I'll be playing my barbarian tabaxi Bernard, who has altered to the path of the beasts because backstory reasons. But now he hunts the beast that killed his tribe.
Alright, heck yeah. And last but not least, let's get an introduction for Yurga.
Hello. My character is a tall, stoic, young human male with lightly bronzed skin. Uh, he's wearing loosely draped deep tan upperwear and dark charcoal tear drooping shaped lowerwear, which hides his motions and allows him to more effectively fight. He is a level 3 Battle Master Fighter.
Alright. Well, with our introductions, we can dive into our session. And we begin with the fact that you are Mortal Guardians, adventurers of the Mortal Guardians Guild, and here in Wintervale you are currently awaiting your assignment for the day. But before you can meet with Artem to see what job you'll be sent out on, a figure enters in to the guild hall. A young fire genasi, who is not terribly tall, but very broad in his form, and his eyes are this bright yellow. And he's looking around as if he's trying to find someone, and Pyre, you recognize this figure. This is Lumirian. He's a few years younger than you, but he was among the students of that would rise after your group back home.
Sorry to ask, but would you mind putting the spelling in game chat for me?
Yes, I can put this spelling in game chat.
So I don't want to mess up the name.
Lumirian.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I will, upon seeing Lumerian, I will not completely wide-eyed, but just he's caught my attention, obviously. Lumerian, what are you doing here?
As you speak up and he sees you, there is a sort of relief in his face as he will approach, and I was looking for you. Um, there is a situation back home, and it is a dire one, and it's volatile. Rogue elementals, they are rampant over the Blazing Plateau, and they've been attacking villages, settlements. They're disrupting the sacred rituals that maintain the fire's balance.
Sorry, rogue elementals, that doesn't make any sense. They don't attack unless they're provoked.
I know it sounds quite abnormal. It is abnormal, but look, this started a few months ago, and it was random, just along the edges of the plateau, like sporadic and unpredictable incursions. They were against soul travelers and a few of the homesteaders at the furthest edges of settlements. But then the weeks came by and they pushed further. They became more drastic. They attacked groups. They invaded and destroyed entire neighborhoods. And there was a council meeting after this. But there was no organization, no response until an entire village was razed by her. Emberwind has been accepting refugees. The council has ordered an assembly of a small army. There are defenders and scouts on the outlying territories that keep watches, but this hasn't been enough. They're organizing in ways that they've never done it before. They are defying the chaotic nature of these creatures. When they attack, it is in large, cohesive groups. They drive through our defenders, they destroy settlements, and then they retreat back into the trod plains. We haven't been able to do much more than focus on survival, on defense. We can't follow them, we can't learn their motives, but I thought that maybe finding you could help.
I've known you for a long time. I can't imagine the journey you must have taken to get here just to share this with me.
Well, I can't say that I'm acting entirely on my own. The Flame Caller helped me get here and has provided me a way to help get back. And he'll pull out this stone, and you would recognize this from your learnings. This is a stone of recall that helps flame seekers return to the Emberwind clan after their journey. So it seems that perhaps Lemurian has followed and become the flame seeker for his generation.
Well, I've been gone a while. You became a flame seeker.
He smiles brightly at that. I have. But, as I said, it's dire. If you have it in you to help us, we need it.
Oh, it's my home too, so you know I will, but I only ask that my comrades come along too. I know they're outsiders, but they have ways they can help too.
At this point, I'm sure that there will be no one who turns away any sort of help.
definitely want to discuss more with you later, but I assume right now that time is of the essence.
And he'll nod. Yorga and Bernard, of course, would have been close enough to overhear this conversation. But Pyre, you can, of course, go back to them and update them directly. And then you can utilize the teleportation chamber within the guild hall to help strengthen the Stone of Recall and to get you back to the settlement of the Emberwind clan in Vale de Ignara. So, it would be, if you have any final preparations within the guild hall, anything you wish to grab, now would be the time to do it before you head out.
Let me look through my inventory, but I think I've got everything I need.
Let me check as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're
yep.
good.
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
As am I.
Alrighty. So, then you all depart. When you arrive, let me see if I've got some fire. Alright. And some fitting sounds. Passing through the portal, you arrive in this very rocky, charred, crimson landscape of Vale de Ignara. And beyond that, Pyre, you arrive in a very familiar space to you. Ritual grounds of the Emberwind clan. You see the base of the mountain, and there are several surprised faces of devotees at your appearance. For the rest of you, what you see of Vale de Ignara are these broad flatlands, tall mountains, and lava that flows wild and free. There are hot winds that roll across these fiery fields. There are volcanic eruptions rumbling in the distance. You would know that elemental spirits, resilient, fire-resistant wildlife roam through this vale and would make travel through the space dangerous and unpredictable. As you are arriving here, Bernard, Yorga, you are welcome to roll an Arcana or Religion check. Pyre, you of course would already know this.
1.
Well,
I know nothing.
you don't quite know anything about this, Bernard.
This place is too bright.
So, Pyre, you of course know that the volcanoes of this area, they are typically dormant, and this is thanks to the religious practice of the clans, worshipping the powerful titanic spirits dominating the energetic flow of the Veil of the Fire, maintaining a peaceful serenity despite the calamitous landscape of the great region.
I was just looking around for just a second. I had no idea when I would be back home. Feels good in a way. Then, of course, I would share that info for those who need it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll ask for another history or religion check from everyone, as the information is shared.
history check. 13.
Titan. That is a heavy title, but unfortunately you don't quite understand the weight that it carries, just that it is something large. But now that you are here, those surprised faces turn to ones of recognition as they see Pyre and Lemurian, and they turn then to welcome you, all of you, and start leading you towards the central camp of the settlement. As you move, you would, of course, see the looming shadow of the mighty volcano that Pyre, bears no name. But it does not need one. The land that is around the camp, you would all see this is rugged landscape, burning plains, molten rivers. The air here is thick with the scent of sulfur and an ever-present heat. The sky above glows this perpetual crimson, and you see all sorts of people in their tents. They have these decorations along the fire-resistant materials, symbols of their heritage, and you hear the sounds of people at work, weaponsmiths, tinsmiths, shapers of glass and metal. There is all sorts of people just going about their daily lives. As you get to the greater council tent in the center, Pyre, you know this is where the leadership gathers typically. And at the entrance, you see Flame Caller Farath. This very tall, stoic fire genasi with long ember hair. He is aged more than when you had last seen him, Pyre. His eyes are still that same pearlescent orange, though, that you know turn a bright red when he is angered. Pyre,
Mm-hmm.
if you would, roll for me a perception check.
Got it. 32.
As you walked through the camp, Pyre, you would have seen several familiar faces. Former friends, fellow students. They've helped prepare the defenses of the camps or continued with their daily activities. You've seen the arming of warriors, perhaps those planning to head out towards distant settlements. But you would notice that Ashka was not among them. The flame caller stands in front of the four of you, Pyre, Bernard, Yerga, and Numerian, and he welcomes you, greets you all. Thank you, Pyre, for coming so soon to assist us. And he'll reach forward and give you a polite embrace to welcome you back home.
It's always good to see you too, Master Vorath. Though, from what Lemurian has told me, I sincerely wish it was under better circumstances.
Yes, well, the circumstances will be discussed in full here shortly. The other leaders have been gathered. We were hoping that you'd be able to join us, and it seems that you have. So I welcome you to sit amongst. And you would see Lumerian already heading in to sit amongst the council here. And as you are brought forward, Pyre, if you would, allow your companions to introduce themselves. Council.
You know, I'll turn to my companions and I'll give them a nod, like as in like, you can go ahead.
Hmm.
As he does this, my character will give a slight bow and say, "Greetings, elders. Respectfully, I am Yurga, a fellow compatriot of Pyres from the Mortal Guardians Guild. Hope I'll be able to help in whatever way I can to alleviate any problems you have been facing."
And Bernard is just gonna just bow down in respect.
As you introduce yourselves, Pyre, you would of course notice an area amongst the other flame seekers that it is perhaps for you. And Bernard and Yerga are guided by the flame caller to take seat behind Pyre as her guests in this scenario.
Okay.
So the flame caller, Vareth, takes a stance in the center and looks around to everyone that is gathered here. The elders of the village, the flame seekers, and the mortal guardians. He goes over the recent revelations. The rogue elementals, the repeated and increasingly coordinated attacks against the people of Emberwind and beyond. The encroaching deeper and deeper into territories, capturing shrines, overrunning villages. As the information is presented, anyone who would like to roll an insight or an arcana check is welcome to do so.
18.
Pyre and Bernard. for elementals to behave in such an organized manner. You believe that there has to be some sort of magical force compelling them to act. You know that typically, when elementals are agitated, they lash out at anything within their vicinity. They are not known for seeking out targets of strategic value. I will also ask for an insight or history check here as well.
Not 20.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah. So Pyre and Bernard would know this.
Sorry, what checks were they again?
This time is either insight or history.
Alright, thanks.
Mhm. All right. The three of you are able to pick up that for creatures of the wilds to behave in this way, especially for them to focus attacks on strategically valuable settlements, ritually sacred shrines, the implication is that the people of Emberwind may have some unknown enemy who wants to harm, displace, or maybe even eradicate them. What do you do with that information?
You would just see Pyre just kind of thinking that information over. Do we know of anyone or anything that would be capable of controlling these elementals?
One of the flame seekers. I have seen conjurers on my travels who call upon great spirits. Perhaps it is some sort of mage. I do not see how so many of them would be attacking in ways like this.
If it's such a large group, it would have to be very powerful magic.
As you bring this up, there are whispers amongst the elders here. Some of disbelief and worry. But Vareth, however, is looking towards Pyre and the others here. And will say, even if we do not know, we cannot take the chance that these are random events, not any. We must prepare and act as if we are under attack by some organized, determined enemy. As he says this, I'd like everyone to roll me an insight check.
Six.
Pyre, There is a certainty in the way that Varth holds himself that suggests that he knows more than what he has revealed so far.
Just want to make sure I say the right thing here.
Of course.
What was it he said just now? Like he's like
Uh,
certain of something?
he has said that the people can no longer act as if these are random events, that they must prepare as if they are under the attack of an organized and determined enemy.
Do you have any idea who that enemy would be?
Roll a persuasion roll.
Of course, the one with the negative modifier. Yeah, no.
Oh man, if only there was some way for you to do a reroll or get advantage.
I don't want to game the system during a personal quest.
I'm not saying that you have to gain the system. I'm also nudging that your companions can provide help.
Now thinking about it, yeah, I can I'll provide help in a way.
Okay.
All right, I'll re-roll.
You can do it.
15.
15.
Look at that. Varth will look to Pyre, and there is this sort of fondness in his eyes, but it is buried beneath a more dire expression. There have been reports shared from those who have seen these attacks. A warrior. A figure who stands at a distance and oversees these attacks upon the villages, but who never interferes directly. Immediately, the whispers from the elders turn into questions. You hear the whys of retaining such information, of keeping a trait of these attacks away from them, but Varth raises a hand, whispers, the questioning quiets down. The first tale of this warrior came from a survivor brought back from the brink of death. Their story was convoluted and difficult to follow. It did not seem, perhaps at the time, that it was accurate. But then there was a second and a third refugee making similar dispositions. That they had seen a figure bearing a long, flaming weapon, something like a glaive. And another reason why it was kept quiet. Well, because the stories did not line up. Some of the rumors suggested that the warrior has other humanoid allies. But the stories are not consistent. Sometimes the figure stands alone, other times they are among one or more figures. It is presently unclear whether, or even why, the numbers change. There is, as Vorith quiets down, more conversation that erupts uh, in the tent. The council, they speak over the revelations that have been brought forward. They debate on what can be done. But as these conversations go further, Voreth will call for quiet. Our path forward will be this. We bolster defenses, but we do need information. And that's when he looks over to the side where Pyre, you and the other 4 flame seekers are seated. You will venture out from here, and you will learn what you can about the enemy assailing us. As he assigns different territories to the flame seekers, Pyre, you recognize that you are being assigned one of the more difficult areas, even just from your training here and knowledge of the space. The northwestern pass that is around the base of the mountain. And from the information that you have given, or you have been given, this also seems to be where the attacks have been the most consistent. As Voreth gives you this assignment, he will lower his voice so that way it is not overheard from others too far in the tent. This is not some sort of punishment. You have allies here to aid you. Your experience in the farther world has brought you against many dangerous foes. It is for these reasons that we are entrusting you with the gravest territory to explore. May the great flame be with you on your journey.
Well, I'll give a quick nod and I'll just reply back quietly. I know you wouldn't have assigned this to me if you didn't think I could do it.
He'll nod and turn back towards the others here, delegating various elders with the overseeing of defensive preparations, and also establishing lines of communication with the outlying camps. And after this, the meeting is adjourned. While the others depart, Flamecaller Voreth stays behind, and this could be a moment to talk to him about things that have happened since your departure, if you so wish.
I'll take that opportunity, of course. So everyone has pretty much left the tent by now?
Yeah, everyone except for Voreth and, of course, your group.
I see things have been kept busy since I've been away.
It has been definitely more engaged recently before this life continued as it does.
You know, I am glad to be back home. There's a lot that I learned here, but I'm also proud of what I've been able to learn in my time away, which is something I did not take lightly.
And he'll nod. And it was not perhaps a easy choice for you to return, but we are glad that you have done so. This perhaps would be much more difficult without your aid.
I've wanted to return home for the longest time, though I know my duties have kept me where I needed to be. But if something is going on back home, I won't hesitate to help.
There is a smile on the flame caller's face. But you would notice that the smile does seem to be tinged with a bit of malady, as if it's reminiscent of something perhaps bittersweet. Maybe even not quite bittersweet.
Besides this incident going on, I hope everything's been going okay here.
For the most part, it has. There have been smaller tragedies, of course. The departure of Oshka was one of them. But, as I said, life continues.
Wait, Ashka left?
And that sort of very malaise countenance returns. And Boreth nods. She did. And not under perhaps the best terms. It was not long after you had left on your own journeys. It seemed that her desire to become a flame seeker was greater than her commitment to her purpose to honor and protect the Great Flame. She was unhappy with her lot, with her role and purpose within the tribe. And instead of making peace with such discontent, she chose to seek a fate elsewhere. Unfortunate and regrettable, and we mourn the loss of one of our own, but ultimately it is her destiny to determine. She faces her challenges, just as we have our own.
You'll see Pyre give a nod, but I mean, I know how fierce she was, but if she was upset or angry about what happened, she certainly didn't say or show anything to me.
It seems she faces much on her own, as we have not heard or seen from her since her departure. A lamentation her parents face quite often, but they are steadfast in their faith.
A part of me does wish she was still here, but it's like you said, we can't dwell too much on the past.
So, with this, there is. It does not seem much else that has changed within your clan. Which means that perhaps you can set out to prepare for your own duties.
I will do that.
Then, when your group leaves the tent, Pyre,
Mm-hmm.
you are once more greeted by familiar faces.
Mm-hmm.
You see your parents there. Hilira and Drozik, who smile as they see you exit the tent. And Drozik, your father, comes up quickly to embrace you. There's our flame seeker.
Oh, you're just as strong as I remember.
Of course. And he pulls back and takes a good look at you. You're going to have to tell me of all your adventures. I'm dying to hear everything that I've missed out on. Your friends, too. As he looks to Bernard and Yorga behind you.
Oh yeah, I'll quickly introduce them.
Kalia,
Hello.
Kalia will come by in a more controlled, subdued manner, as is expected of your mother. And she still smiles, face shining with her pride and love for you, Pyre. Well, it is good to see you hearty, hale, and back home, though I know it is not for quite a long time. But we are glad to have you nonetheless.
And it does feel good to be back home.
Well, while the meeting was going on, having heard of your arrival, we've put something together for you and your friends. And as she says this, she'll pick up a bag that was at her feet and hand it over to you. And within it, you see that there is a collection of potions that you recognize. These are often made for trade with travelers. They are potions of fire resistance.
Ooh.
Wow, Mom, thank you. I don't know what to say. Other than thank you, of course.
And she'll smile and reach out to cup your cheek. And you need not say anything. We are all doing our part here. I would not wish for your friends to burn. These are dangerous times.
Bernard will shed a tear and then it evaporates into the air.
Oh yeah, 100%. Little steam off the cheek.
Well, I know you and Dad taught me well. And when it comes to our clan, I'll always help.
And she smiles at that. And as you are receiving this gift, and as you're preparing for your own endeavors, you begin to hear shouts, calls for help in the distance. They come from the edges of the settlement. And as you go see what causes such a commotion, we do have our first ad break coming up here. So please hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue along with our story. Before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They help us out a ton here at Little Witch RP. Another great way of supporting us is donations to my Ko-fi, link that's on the screen. In our chat room, these donations help keep our games affordable. They really do support us. So stick around, support us how you can, and we'll see you very soon. Alright. As we come back, there were cries, calls for help in the distance. And as you start moving in that direction, I'll ask for perception rolls.
Ooh, a 15.
I have 15, but it's a nat one.
Oh.
I mean, it's still 15 for this. But, as you're moving forward, all of you would be able to see this. There are figures getting closer. A band of several riders on these large orange and red salamanders. They run fast, they run frantic, they pull several large carts that carry groups of innocents. You see women, children, and those that are unable to fight or defend themselves. But you see the most perhaps alarming feature of this. Behind this caravan, a swarm of rampaging magma elementals. They have somewhat humanoid shapes, but they are sprinting after these refugees in a hot pursuit.
I would drink my potion, one of your potions now if I were you.
Yep.
And I'm gonna
Uh,
get my big
yep.
crossbow ready to go.
I know. And then Bernard chugs down the potion of fire resist and dons his Zarvargrin skull mask, and he ready to start the fight.
Could I also drink a fire potion?
Yeah, for sure. As your group prepares and can set out to meet uh, the elementals to help protect these fleeing refugees, I'm going to ask for initiatives to be rolled.
23.
23.
Hey!
Alright, and then what is Bernard's, or not Bernard's, Pyre's initiative modifier?
It is a +5.
I'm +4, so I'll be behind.
Yep. Alrighty, and let's just get our rolls here. Okay. Oh, goodness. So, we'll have Pyre start us off, then Bernard. After Bernard, it will be Yurga, and then our elementals. So, Pyre, first to act, what would you like to do?
I'm just checking my inventory here real quick. I Yeah, I got plenty of those. I'm pulling out my big weapon. Got. How many magma elementals are we looking at here?
I'll say we've got 5 of them present.
5. All right. I will pull out Inferno, and 2 of the elementals will each get a bolt. Uh, 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Awesome. So that is going to be for 13 points of piercing. And 8 points of fire.
Which they
And
do
with that,
seem to be immune to fire.
figured that. But it says, because I have the weapon mastery, if it's a large or smaller creature, they are pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay. Yeah. It's pushed 10 feet back, and as it does so, you see this spray of magma that bursts out. Anything else from Pyre?
Oh, I still have a second attack with.
Do.
So even with the immunity, I still got it in my hand. I'll aim for a different one. That's a 29.
29 will hit.
Since they're immune, I'll just do the piercing. 15 points of piercing damage, and that one is pushed 10 feet away.
Alrighty.
And that is it for my turn.
Bernard, it'll be your go.
I will, and of course we'll start off with a rage. And as Bernard rages, he grows an extra tail. He has 2 tails now.
Hell yeah.
And how far are the other 3?
I'll just say that at start of combat, they're 30 feet away. Why not?
Okay, I will move. I'm trying to remember, because my tail has 10 feet of range. I'll walk up like 5 feet closer to one. No, wait. With 5 feet of space from the other one, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will reckless attack with my form of the beast tail. That is a 22. And that hits. And that deals 11 piercing damage. And I'll do it again. That's a 21 that hits. Oh wait, that's a 13 because that's plus rage. And this is a 6. Plus 3, that's 9 piercing damage. And I think that's the end of my turn. I have no other bonus action. Yep.
Alrighty. With that, it is Yurga's turn. What would you like to do, Yurga?
How far are the elementals apart from one?
They are, you've got 2 of them that have been pushed 10 feet away from the rest of the group. The other 3, they're within 10 feet of each other. Not terribly close, but not terribly far from each other. It seems that their intention was perhaps to close distance and then surround the caravan, so they weren't entirely close together.
They're within 10 feet of each other.
So one would be within 10 feet of another, which would be within 10 feet of another. So they're not like all within a 10-foot square.
I first throw one acid vial towards he sent the behind three fire elementals, trying to get all of them within the 20 degrees. Oh, never mind. Misread that. Move the fire element. No,
Your mic's cutting out pretty bad. I'm not even getting full words.
hello? Is it still cutting out?
I can hear you now.
I said, which of the fire elementals did Bernard hit?
One of the ones that are up close, so one of the ones 30 feet away.
I will move with him. Is he directly in front of it?
I believe he's within 10-foot range of it, so not right in its melee.
Also, how I can move diagonally to him to attack the same fire elemental, right? Like, I'll get just beside him to attack it.
Yeah, you can be next to him to attack.
Right. Character would sprint forward. His weapon extending out suddenly. The moment he reaches 10 feet within reach for upward slash, thrusting his blade up. With his halberd, does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit.
Oh, it's somewhere 16, that's a 18.
Still hits. Alright, because it does not look like your halberd is magical, you would notice that they are resistant to the damage.
Three damage with it.
Yeah, so they'll take half of it instead of 3.
Oh, then I'll spin it again. Oh. Try to hit it once more.
Unfortunately, that will be a miss. It is now the element.
Oh, use precision attack. You roll it.
Alright, well, with the maneuver, yeah, that will end up hitting.
Okay. And then I'll move back 10 feet.
Okay. As you move back, it does come to our elemental's turn. And our elementals are going to surge around the figures that are closest to them that they can reach. So 2 of them are going to go towards Yurga, and then 3 of them will surround Bernard. So the 2 attacks from the first one around Yurga miss with 12s. The second one gets a 21 on the first attack, which will deal 12 bludgeoning and 10 fire.
I'd like to use a Medal of Horizon back. Is that alright?
Yeah, if you've got your reaction, for sure.
Yep. Just So uh, I'll be able to dodge that. And my reaction is used.
Got others, which are gonna go, and we got them surrounding Bernard. And it will be 2 attacks from each of them. And you went reckless, yeah?
Yep, you have advantage.
First one gets a 21 to hit,
That hits.
13 bludgeoning, 10 fire.
And those are 10 bludgeoning, that's 5 damage. And then the fire damage,
Also, because you drank your resistance
Yeah.
potion halved.
that's another 5.
Yep. And we've got another 21 to hit,
That hits.
9 bludgeoning, 3 fire.
That's 4, and then that's 1.
Alright, 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Sounds good. 12 bludgeoning, 6 fire.
Okay.
And then another hit against you. Great. 22.
22
13.
bludgeoning?
No, 22 to hit.
Okay, it does hit.
Yeah. 13 bludgeoning, 10 fire, and then our last 2 attacks.
That's 6 and
5. The 15 misses,
yes.
and then that becomes a hit with a 23
Yes.
for 9 bludgeoning, 3 fire.
9 bludgeoning, that's 4, and that's 1. Okay.
All right, that's it for the elementals. Pyre, it is your turn. 2 are on Yoga, 2 are on Bernard.
Oh, weren't there 5?
3 on Bernard. Sorry. Yes, there are 5.
And where are the 2 that I hit before? Which
On
ones are
Bernard.
they on? Bernard. All right. Since I hit them, I will Hunter's Mark one of them. And despite their resistance, not resistance, their immunity to the fire damage, I'm still going to use Inferno anyway because it looked like the piercing went through. So I'll try and hit the Hunter's Marked one first. And I'm just checking. Oh, and the Hunter's Mark one, I do get advantage on that attack.
Woohoo!
See, I'm remembering things. That's a 27 to hit.
Nice.
That is going to be for 9 piercing damage, 6 Hunter's Mark, and because they're missing HP, I'll lay a Colossus Slayer on there.
Ooh.
That's another 4 with that one.
Heck yeah.
And then I'll aim at the other one that I hit. Oh, and they're pushed back 10 feet too because I hit them. 24 to hit the other one.
All right.
This one, wow, not full damage yet, but another 15 piercing on that one. And I can only do Colossus Slayer once per turn, so that's it. And that one's pushed back 10 feet again.
Lovely, lovely. And it will be Bernard's turn. You've got, you had 3 on you. 2 have just been pushed 10 feet away. That you still have 1 in your face. What would you like to do?
Which one was the one I damaged?
The one that's still in your face.
Okay. So I will reckless attack again using my form of the beast tail. That is a nat 20. So that's 8 damage plus 6. That's 12. That's 14. I think that's 14.
14, yep.
That and plus 2 from rage. That's 16 damage.
Ooh.
And then another one. 16.
16 will hit.
Okay. And that is 7. That's 9 piercing damage. And that ends my turn.
Alright, this one's looking rough. And Yerga, it's your turn. You've got 2 that are on you.
How far away are they from?
They are within 5 feet of you.
Right. Then I'll attack the one to the left. First. Does a 24 hit?
100% it does.
So 8 damage. Before sweeping it to the right with a cleave. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit.
I will make my second attack.
Alright, go for it.
Just cleave again. Oh, I can only do that once per turn. Alright. Then with my second hit, attack the one I missed. Does a 16 hit?
16 will hit.
So that'll be 7 damage. And then, yeah, my turn will end.
Alright. Then we come to our elementals go. And they will continue attacking here. The 2 that were pushed away from Bernard come back up to Bernard. That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
And then that is going to be a miss. So 15 bludgeoning, 2 fire. Second one, that is a 12. And then a 16, so the 16 hits. For 15 bludgeoning, 10 fire. And then the last one.
How much fire again?
10 fire.
Okay, that's another 5.
And the last one gets a 21.
Can I bonus reaction that to use my tail to increase my AC?
Uh, yeah. Let me just double check how that rules.
If a creature you see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use this reaction to swipe your tail and roll d8.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, roll that d8.
Yep. That is a 4, 16 plus 4, that's 20, dang.
Yeah, so 21 will still hit you.
Yep. It was a hope.
With that, that'll deal
How much damage is it?
8 bludgeoning and 2 fire. And the last attack misses with a 14.
Oh, okay.
Towards Yurga, we still have 2 that are on you. The first attack misses with a 13. The second attack is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, both miss, but I will attack the one on the left with my riposte maneuver.
Yeah.
Does a 25 hit?
That will definitely hit.
There?
Alrighty. And then the second elemental on you misses the first attack with a natural 1. But the second attack is going to be a 17.
Did you say it attacks me?
Yeah, so you've got 2 on you. The first one made its first 2 attacks and they failed, and then you have the second one making its attacks.
Oh, that was just the first one. I lost both. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they've got multi-attack.
Yeah, they both don't hit me though.
Alright, so the 17 misses? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, it is Pyre's turn.
You know what? I'm loving these same 2 elementals as target practice. Let's keep it going.
Heck yeah!
Alright, so the one with Hunter's Mark is first, and because it's up, I have advantage on that one. I assume a 28 will hit.
For sure.
That is 14 points of piercing. That will be 3 points of Hunter's Mark, and we'll layer a Colossus, because why not? 2 more with that.
And that one is gone.
Awesome, and as a bonus action, I will move the Hunter's Mark over to the other elemental that I've been hitting,
Heck yeah.
and then I'll make the attack. How do you feel about a 33?
Yes, that hits.
Okay. That is for 9 points of piercing and 6 with Hunter's Mark, and they are pushed back 10 feet.
Alright, that one's looking really rough. As Pyre's turn comes to an end, Bernard, it's your go. You've got that one in front of you, still standing, still looking rough. The one that was pushed away from you, also looking rough. What would you like to do?
I will, of course, attack it with my tail. Here we go, with reckless attack. That is a 25. It hits. Dealing 13 plus 2, that's 15 piercing damage. Is the guy still standing?
He is not.
Oh, he's dead.
That one
Nice.
is dead.
And then I will move towards the Hunter's Mark. Wait, which one is still standing? Is it the Hunter's Mark or the...
Yeah, the one that was pushed back. You know, the one that has the Hunter's Mark.
Okay, I'll go for that and then attack again. Well, stab him with my Form the Beast tail.
Okay.
That is 24.
That hits.
And that is, well, that's 12 piercing damage plus 2 from range. That's 14. And then do I do the D6 thing or no?
You do not get a d6 from Hunter's Mark. That only affects the ranger that is casting.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Sorry.
No worries. I just want to confirm because it's my first time encountering a ranger.
So with that, it is the end of Bernard's turn, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yurga, we come to your turn. You've still got the two that are on you. What would you like to do?
I will strike the one again. It's missed. Waste. You know, man. Yeah, I missed with that.
Okay, that's a miss.
I will strike the one to the right now.
Okay.
Redirecting that miss back towards it. Does a 23 hit?
23 will hit.
That's cool. Then I will creep right back towards the one on the left, attacking almost with very in a zigzag pattern. The 13 hit.
A 13 does not hit.
Uh, then yeah, I'll use a precision attack.
Yeah, go for it.
Does a 22 hit?
That'll hit.
And then it will be the end.
Alright, so... It is the elementals go, and the one that is near Bernard will attempt to strike into you twice.
And then I will force it to have disadvantage, which is just normal for him now, because from reckless attack.
Right? That would be a 24
That will hit.
with 13 bludgeoning and 1 fire.
That's just no fire damage.
Alright. Actually, it'll just be the one, so it's minimum
Just
of
oh,
1.
it's just a minimum of 1, and then 6 for the bludgeoning.
Mhm. And then the second attack is a natural one, so don't worry too much.
Nice.
And then the two over near Yurga continue attempting to hit Yurga. That is a 20 on the first attack. And a 19 on the second from the first one.
Does AC need to match or beat?
Meets it, beats it, so...
Okay. Oh, yeah, just take both hits then. What's the damage from that?
So the first one will deal 13 bludgeoning and 10 fire. The second one does...
Is the fire?
no, you have to have it yourself, because you are resistant.
What do you mean?
So I said 10, which is the full amount. Because you're resistant, you half it, so you take 5.
Okay.
Did you drink the fire resistant potion?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second attack will deal 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of fire.
Alright.
Then that is going to lead into our second. The 17 misses, and the 8 misses as well. So that's it for the elementals, and Pyre, we come to your turn. The Hunter's Mark 1 is still standing, but in a very bad shape.
Let's see if we can finish it off. with a 29.
Oh, for sure.
That will be 11 points of piercing and 3 points with Hunter's Mark.
That one's down.
Awesome. Bonus action, I'll move it to one of the ones on Yurga, and I will fire again.
Go for it.
It's target practice. A 23.
Hits.
That will be 11 points of piercing. 1 point with Hunter's Mark, and Colossus Slayer will be another 4.
Alright, this one also starting to look rough.
And push back 10 feet.
And it's pushed back 10 feet. Alright.
Action, bonus action, that's it.
Bernard, it is your turn. There are 2 left. One is 10 feet away from Yurga. The other one is right next to Yurga. What would you like to do?
How far am I from them?
Not very far at all.
Okay, so I will run towards Yurga and attack the one that is closest to him
Yeah, go for it.
with a reckless attack. And as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna say to Yurga, duck, and then a 14. Did that hit?
A 14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Dang. And then again, a 20. And that hits, which is a 6 plus 2, that's 8 piercing damage. And that ends my turn.
Alright, Yurga, it is your turn. You've got one still on you, the other one is 10 feet away. What would you like to do?
The question, but is the 40 HP recoverable, or is it just...
Yeah, it's your max HP modifier for this session is just 40 higher than what your normal is.
Alright. Then I'll grip my weapon tighter, or heavily swinging it forward towards the one that... Wait, how far? It's 10 feet, right?
The other one is 10 feet away from you, but you still have one that's right next to you.
And if you shove a creature, it's 5 feet, right?
It'll move it 5 feet away, yes.
Yeah, sure, why not? I will action surge, and with this push, I will face the flat side of the halberd, sweeping to push the creature back.
Alright, so he makes a save here. So, what is the DC? It'll be 8 plus your strength modifier and proficiency bonus.
Just look. I believe it would be a 13.
Alright, so that is a 19 on his strength save. He does not get pushed away.
Well, then I will strike him. Oh yeah, actually I'll bonus action it. What's it called? Free wind?
The second one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you gain back 11 HP. Then anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I will attack the one closest to me. Does the 20 hit?
That will hit.
Then I'll attack it once more.
So you're using your action surge to do more attacks? Because the shove is an action, is an attack.
Yeah. That was my action surge. Action. Then the 2 attacks, which is my attack.
Just check something here real quick. Okay. So because you did an action surge and you're taking the attack action with it, you still get your multi-attack. It's not like haste, so.
Well, what do you mean by that?
So an unarmed strike is just one of your attacks. You have multi-attack, so you can make 2 attacks when you use that attack action.
Oh. I screwed up.
No, it's just you
Oh.
can get an extra, so like, instead of having just 3 attacks, you have 4 that you
Yeah. But if I knew that, I'd just try to shove it again. So that I could cleave the target, but now I can't. Because if I do shove it, no more attacks. Yeah, so I'll just attack it again.
Yeah, go for it.
Does a 18 hit?
That'll hit.
Yeah.
Alright. Our elemental is looking rough.
Okay, so that'll be the end of my turn.
And it'll be their turn. We've got 2 that are left here. One is going to turn its attention to Bernard. Because Bernard is the back that it sees as it rushes in. Misses with a 5. Well, with modifier, it's still not going to be enough. But an 18 on the second attack. Oh, can we have an AFK Bernard?
My bad. Can I roll my reaction?
Yeah, go for it.
Wow, I still get hit.
That'll be 17 points of bludgeoning and 7 fire.
17 bludgeoning and 5 fire.
And then towards Yurga, that's 2 misses from that elemental. Pyre, it's your turn.
Let's aim for the Hunter's Marked one.
Go for it.
How about a nat 20?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So this will be, I assume this is going to go down. So this is going to be 18 points of piercing. And 10 points of Hunter's Mark.
11. And
Oh,
it'll go
11,
down.
thank you, sorry. Math.
Yeah.
Alright, and then bonus action, I will move it to the last remaining elemental, and I will attack that one.
Yeah.
With a 23.
Yep.
That is 15 points of piercing, 1 point of Hunter's Mark, and we'll later a Colossus Slayer for another 8.
And that one goes down as well, meaning you are no longer bound to initiative.
Yippee.
Yeah.
So, as combat ends and the refugees have been saved, you can notice that some of the defenders of the Emberwind have taken down another of these elementals. You notice that it had, at some point in the rush, broken off from the main 5 that you were dealing with and targeted one of the outermost shrines of the village. The defenders were able to take it down, but not before some of the some desecration had been done to it. You see, of course, the shrine is familiar to you, Pyre, but it is a 10-foot tall stone statue. It depicts a rising flame, and there are runes that are etched across its surface. But, the refugees will thank you. And you would notice that the leader of these refugees is another older fire genasi, and resembles Flamecaller Varath in a lot of ways, physically.
This is the one that was among the refugees?
Yes. She is their leader, it seems.
Oh. Okay, sorry. My mom's cat's being a little menace right now. I'll go check and just with them and make sure everybody's okay.
As you approach, she will look at you and... I'm assuming you are the Flame Seeker.
That's right. I'm Pyre.
Vethrine.
I'm glad that you are all right. Saw those things chasing you down.
Yes. We were actually in a settlement that was attacked earlier this day. Flamespine Ridge, not far from the sacred shrine upon the northwest corner of the mountain. The skirmish was contained to the outer edges of the village, but a second band approached. They rushed from the side. They tore through tents and dwellings in moments. We were, of course, already prepared to flee, but we weren't able to save anything.
We were just on our way going up the northwest ridge to check out what happened when we came across these things.
Yes. Well, we were not intending to lead you here. I was hoping that I'd be able to find some help in Emberwind grounds. As long as my brother is still Flamecaller. It has not been some time since we last spoke and saw each other.
He is still a flame color. Yes, I'm positive that you can go there for help.
Hopefully old disagreements do not dissuade aid in need. We were ambushed on the road. We were attacked upon the trail and they chased us the rest of the way.
Did you notice anything or anyone else besides these elementals?
Yes. During the initial attack, many elementals held back. They seemed to organize themselves around a central dark figure staying at a distance. A woman, I believe. The dark silhouette was unmistakable against the blaze of the plains. I believe she is key to all of this.
unfortunately lines up with the other attacks.
So she'll nod and start making her way further into the camp. But you would notice that Flame Caller Varath has come to the outer edges and does a double take at the woman of Bethrin. Um, but he is heading over towards that damaged shrine, the one that was attacked before the defenders were able to take out the elemental.
I'll walk over to the shrine to meet him.
Yeah. Anyone who would like to look over this is welcome to roll an investigation.
And
19.
Well, Bernard and Yurga together get a pyre. Uh, you're able to see Pyre that the elemental, of course, bashed, shoved against the shrine, trying to topple it over, but had managed to at least attempt the beginnings of inscribing sigils over the holy markings. Roll for me a religion check here as you see this pyre, and of course you can point it out to your companions as well.
And we'll do that.
so we can also roll
Yeah.
for this.
Because it's
Yep.
been pointed it out, you can roll.
Okay. 15.
Alright. Pyre, this is just pretty bad news, you think. But Bernard, even though you've not been here very long, you've noticed the more sort of religious symbols that have been throughout the Emberwind clan. And while these new markings resemble them in a way, they seem different, more crude and twisted.
I will share this, and Bernard will share this information to Pyre the best he can, because
You're very observant. I like that. They do look twisted. That's probably why I didn't recognize them the first time.
I will ask for an insight and arcana check here as well.
I'll just go for insight.
Yeah?
21.
Okay, so Pyre will get this, as well as Bernard. As you're speaking over and looking at the runes, it seems that the elementals were not just trying to break and weaken the magic of the shrines, but also perhaps repurpose them to some malign intention. The purpose is unclear, as you stop the elementals during their attempt, but maybe if you find another shrine that was fully damaged, you could learn more. But while you have these revelations and perhaps the inklings of a plan, a direction, our next ad break is coming up. So please hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue along with our story. Before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They do help us at Wildwitch RP. Another great way of supporting us is direct donations through Ko-fi. Link to that's on screen and in our chat room. These donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us. There's a full list on our Discord, but stick around. We'll see you guys very soon. Alright, we're back in action. And you've had the understanding that there's something that these elementals are attempting to do with the shrines. And you still have the bodies of the elementals. You may be able to learn more from their fallen forms. Anyone who would like
Would
to... Oh, go ahead.
would an examination be an investigation check?
I'd say it's actually going to be a medicine or an arcana.
Medicine or arcana? I have a +2 to medicine, so I'll do that
I'll
one.
try medicine as well. 19.
They were just really angry.
There's molten rock, lava, less molten rock.
Left lava.
Yeah. 19, Bernard. As you're looking over the creatures here, they are cracked, they're broken, they feature wounds from battle, and maybe even more. As you get closer and inspect, they're still, of course, warm from the lava that flowed through them, but you would see where they were damaged and wounded prior to the encounter that you've had here at the village. There are runes that you see inscribed within the rock of what is the equivalent of their heads, but it seems that it suffered too much damage during the fights that it's been in. It's difficult to recognize the details. But perhaps, if you can find a less broken specimen, much like the runes for the ruined shrines, you may be able to piece more information together.
Can I like take a chunk of it so we can like reference it?
I would say that you'd be able, because this is on their heads, if you come across another magma elemental, if you just can get to their head without it being entirely damaged, because
Okay.
you've seen it, like you know where it's at. They all seem to have this, but they're all just in different states of being damaged from earlier fights and what you just went through.
Okay. And as I'm like observing and checking the heads of these magma elementals, I will call Pyre to my location to point it out to them.
All right. So, then, you are approached by the flame caller, and before you pursue any righteous vengeance, I advise you to be judicious in these times. To understand your enemy before you inflict anger upon them.
Right. There's a part of me that wants the person or creature responsible to pay, but there will be a time and a place for that.
As you are to go out towards the Flame Spine Ridge, you are able to get the refugees to lend you some of their salamanders to help make the trek quicker. and you set out. You begin to cross the highlands. You head northwest along the southern ring of the massive volcano where the Great Flame sleeps. You cover the miles quick. You don't want to lose what lead you can. You stop long enough to rest the salamanders. You see various places where there may have been skirmishes, destroyed elementals that lined the pathway, and you check over them. But unfortunately, they are all too damaged and decayed to learn more about what those runes and madnesses driving them may be. You do reach the outskirts of the Flame Spine Ridge settlement. You see pillars of smoke that rise from the destroyed and still smoldering huts, tents, and other structures. I'm gonna ask for a perception roll here.
13.
And that one for 15.
15 is still a 15. Pyre. And maybe Pyre and Yurga. You two would see this. There are still several elementals that roam within this area of the village. You can see them, and with this knowledge, you may be able to ambush them if you try. But noticing this, I'll also ask for investigation or perception for another aspect.
21.
21.
Well, twinsies.
Eee.
All three of you would notice this. There are also these trembling piles of boiling earth that are scattered along the ground within the burning village. Likely, these are additional elementals that will join if a battle happens. So use that information as you will.
So, Pyre, what's the plan here?
I'm thinking. If we're stealthy enough, we can ambush them, but we've also got those other elementals to deal with. Don't really have much that I could do to tame those other ones. It's up to you guys. We can do an ambush.
How
I
about
am pretty stealthy. So we could attempt an ambush.
If you guys are good with it, then let's ambush them.
either one of you have the capability to create an illusion? Because if you do, you could use that to act as a distraction, aiding in our ambush.
All of the elementals are gonna be here, but we can keep an eye on them. But if they start to get away, then we're gonna have to get them sooner or later. We can't leave them roaming around here.
So we ambush them now, in a way.
would be our best opportunity.
Then it's settled then. We shall ambush them.
All right. Then with this, I'll say you can get closer to the settlement, and I'll ask for initiative rolls because you are surprising them. Elementals roll at disadvantage.
Oh, a 21. Oh, that's surprising. That's two 21s.
All right, so that'll be Bernard, then Pyre, then Yurga, and then our elementals.
And we have advantage, right? Because they are surprised.
No.
Ah, okay.
The surprise just means that they have disadvantage on their
Initiative rolls.
initiative rolls. Now, if you were a assassin rogue, that's a different
That
story.
would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but let's get some battle music. All right, Bernard, what would you like to do?
How far am I from the... How many elementals are there?
At this current moment, you see uh, two elementals that are near to you, but there are those three bubbling puddles that are nearby. So, if your earlier assumptions are correct, a total of 5.
So... I will... First, Bernard wears, again, the skull mask to prep up himself for battle, and then rages as his bonus action. And then as he rages, his claws turn into those of like a very large falcon, and he rushes forward to the leftmost elemental and attack it with a reckless attack, of course.
All right.
That is a 15.
A
Does that-
15 will hit the leftmost elemental.
Okay, so that would be 7 slashing damage, and it gets debuffed by my slasher feat, so its movement is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
And then I'll do it again. That is 26. That deals 10 plus 2, that's 12 slashing damage. I forgot to add that to my other attack. That will be 9 slashing. And then this is the last one. That is a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
So this will be a 16 plus 2. That's 18 slashing damage.
Hell yeah.
And that ends my turn. And wait, I almost forgot. That triggers another feature from my slasher. When I score a critical, it has a disadvantage on attack rolls until the start of my next turn.
All right. Heck yeah.
And that ends my turn.
So, with that, it is Pyre, your turn.
All right. I will bonus action Hunter's Mark one of these elementals. I will mark that off on my sheet. I don't forget. And we're going to pull out my big bad crossbow. And the two elementals will each get a bolt.
All right.
I'll start with the Hunter's Marked one with a 24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice. For 13 points of piercing, 2 points of Hunter's Mark, and all layer. Is it missing its hit points?
You just hit it for 15.
Why was it missing hit points before?
I don't believe that. Hold on, let me double check something here.
I attacked the left side elemental, so that's the one that's damaged.
It is not the same elemental that Bernard had damaged before, but let me just double check something here about how this works. It says, when you hit a creature with a weapon, the weapon deals an extra 1d8 to the target if it's missing any of its hit points. So while I'll say, well, you can't do it on, because it is coming it from this single attack. Well, you wouldn't be able to add it to this one. If you hit it again, you'd be able to add it to the next attack.
Okay. So, and then I'm going to aim at the other one that's not Hunter's Mark but is damaged.
Okay.
With a 24.
Oh, yeah.
That will be 11 points of piercing and 1 with Colossus Slayer.
All right, that one's looking rough, but still on its feet. And then anything else?
And I don't think I have. I know the Hunter's Mark was my bonus action, so that's my turn.
All right, it is Yurga's go. What would Yurga like to do?
How close are the elementals to me?
They're about 30 feet away at start of combat, or at least the closest one would be. And Chad has redeemed advantage on your next roll.
Alright. Then I'll move within 10 feet of it
All right.
before attacking it. Is that advantage on all attacks or just the
No,
one?
just your next d20 roll.
Alright. Both are equally bad. I assume neither hits.
Unfortunately, those are 2 misses. Or, well,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 numbers that are both miss.
So swing and a miss. I'll put my force of the swing, turning it around, and holy crap, that's even worse.
It is unfortunately another miss.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna then mechanically just move back 10 feet, but jump back 10 feet.
All right.
Or, jumps.
For sure. And then it is our elemental's turn. And the one that is Hunter's Mark seems to be perhaps a little more intelligent than the others. As it will look over towards you, Pyre, and there is something more humanoid about him. The others do have more humanoid shapes, but this one seems almost as if started out as a humanoid and became elemental later. And then we'll throw out 2 bursts of flame at you.
No, thank you.
The first one's going to be a 28. For 44 points of fire damage.
Excuse me. Luckily, I'm resistant.
And then that's a 29 on the second one.
Okay.
For 27 points of fire damage this time.
Let's round it to 13. Okay.
And then the other magma elementals are going to go, and they're going to surround Bernard. And the first one is going to try and shove Bernard prone. So if Bernard, you could please make for me a strength or dexterity saving throw.
I'll go with strength because I have advantage on it. That's a 22.
All right, you are not pushed prone, but he's going to try again. Can you give me another strength save?
23.
You are still up. The other one is going to try and hold you in place. Can I get a strength or dexterity saving throw?
Let's keep doing this again, eh? Let's keep doing this. 22.
22. And it's going to try again.
Bernard is just slowly getting pissed at these elementals. 25.
All right, you remain, and since you've not been pushed or captured, the other 2 are just going to attempt to slam into you.
Okay.
With the first one being a failed attempt. The second one is, however, going to be a natural 20.
That hits. Okay, here we go. Hit me.
17 points of bludgeoning damage, and
That's 8.
come on, dice, roll. 13 points fire. And
That's
then
6.
2 more misses from the others. All right. Bernard, it comes to your turn. Again, the magma elementals have now surrounded you. What would you like to do? Oh, wait. Because you start your turn in the aura of these elementals, because these ones are a little oomphed up.
Different.
You'll be taking some fire damage here. And that'll be coming from each of them. So the first one does 6 fire.
3.
6 fire from the second. 10 fire.
Okay.
And 9 fire.
How many are on me?
4.
Holy.
Yeah, those bubbling piles were actually elementals, and they come to be around you now.
Okay, so which ones were damaged?
The smarter one that is throwing fire at Pyre, and then one of the ones on you.
Okay, so I will attack. I will reckless attack again. Because Bernard is pissed that they tried to shove him down and tried to hold him.
Yeah,
That kind of
cool.
singed his fur. He was trying to keep his fur very clean. And he will attack the one that he was attacking before. Here we go. Nat 20.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So here we go. So that's a 6 automatic. That is a 9. That's 15 plus 2. That's 17 slashing damage.
Alrighty.
And that specific guy is now with disadvantage. And I will attack him again. That's dang a 12.
That'll miss.
Oof. I will do it again. One last time.
Yeah, you got this.
24.
That hits.
And that is 8 slashing plus 2. That is 10.
All right.
And that's all I can do.
It's looking rough, but still on his feet as Bernard's turn comes to an end. Pyre, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Trying to remember back to before we left. We were trying to look for these like markings, yeah.
Yeah, which you can assume are on the elementals here. You just need to decapitate them before anything bad happened to their heads.
All right.
Bernard is mostly stacking the body. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Maybe those 3 fresher ones that just came out of their puddle form might be good candidates.
You know what? I know I got a bunch of other ones, but I really didn't like him lobbing those big things of fire at me. So he's gonna get both of my attacks. And this is the big boy that's hunter's marked. So
Yep.
2 attacks. How about a nat 20?
Let's go.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, so that will be 19 points of piercing damage. 8 points with Hunter's Mark, and I will layer a Colossus Slayer on there. So that will be 10 with Colossus Slayer.
Okay.
And I do get a second attack
This is true.
with a 26.
That hits.
Okay, so 7 points of piercing and 4 points of Hunter's Mark.
All right. He's starting to look a little rough here, but just starting. And Pyre, your turn comes to an end, meaning Yurga, we come to your go. The 4 closest to you are all surrounding Bernard. What would you like to do?
How far away are they from me?
They're that 10 feet away because you moved back 10 feet.
Okay. How far are they from one another?
They are all sort of next to each other because they're surrounding Bernard. So, like, if you think of like a bully circle, Bernard's in the center, and then they're all around him.
Okay, so I assume they are within 5 feet and I can cleave as I wish. Which one did Bernard attack?
The one that's in front of him, so the furthest one from you. So that one would be actually about 20 feet from you.
Yeah. And then I attack the one directly opposite to him.
Okay.
With... Wow. Rolling really poorly. I assume that 11 does not hit.
Yeah, even with the +2 from the boons, that's gonna be a miss.
Alright, I forgot about the +2. Wow, why am I rolling so poorly? Yeah, I'm just gonna precision hit this.
Brings that up to a 16, which will hit.
Okay. Yeah, with that I'll also cleave to the one to the left. Wow. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. And I will move back 30 feet.
Okay. As Yoga moves back, it is our figure's turn. And he is going to... He's gonna do some more flame blasts at Pyre. He really does not seem to like you.
I don't like him either.
That is a 17 on the first attack.
Yeah, beats it, beats it.
For 30 points fire damage.
Let's just have to 15.
And then a 30 to hit. For 28 fire damage.
Let's have to 14. Okay.
And that is it for his turn. And the elementals are going to continue their attempts from last time to push Bernard down. So, Bernard, you can roll for me a strength save.
Here we go. 27.
All right, and then he'll try it again.
20.
All right, you don't get pushed down, but you are going to be attempted to be grappled. I'll need another save.
20. Nat 20.
Heck yeah, you resist it, and then he will try again.
Wow, 12.
Unfortunately, this time you are grappled. And so now that you are held in place, the other two,
Will
they're
take
just,
pot shots at me.
yeah, they're going to off their plan that they did last time. So yeah, they're just gonna take some shots while you can't move away.
Yeah.
But that's a miss. And that's a miss. So the first one misses on his 2 attacks. The second one, that is a 21 on its attack.
That hits.
That'll deal 12 bludgeoning, 1 fire.
Okay, that's 6. And just 1.
And then the other one is a miss. And then Bernard, it is your turn again, and once more you are caught in their aura.
Oh yeah, this is annoying.
So
Okay,
I'll
do
just
it.
roll all of them together. That'll be 16 fire damage.
16 fire damage.
Which, because you're
Okay.
resistant, half to down.
8.
And then it is going to be that's at the start of your turn. So what do you want to do?
I can still attack, yes?
Yes, you just can't move away.
Okay. So I will. Let's see. Let's see how we're gonna do this. How far am I from the one that I just attacked before? Like the one that got disadvantaged.
That one's still right in front of you.
Okay, I will reckless attack to attack that one, the injured one. Here we go. 26.
26 hits.
And that's 11 slashing damage, and that guy can't move as much. Then another that he can move 10 feet. Is that guy still holding on?
This is not the one that's holding on to you. The one that's
Not
holding
like
on to you.
the.
Oh yeah, he's
Well, I mean,
he's still in
yeah.
there. He's looking really bad, but he's in there.
Okay, I'll go again. 24. That hits. That deals 6 plus 2. That's 8. Another go. Nat 20.
All right, heck yeah.
And that would be plus 8 plus 2. That's 16 slashing. And that guy's still holding on. Dang, he's
Nope.
holding on.
After
he's
you're
dead?
at 20, he's dead.
Okay. And can I bonus action try to break from the grapple? No.
No, that is an action to do that.
Okay, then that ends my turn.
All right. With that, it is going to be Pyre's turn.
I assume big guy's still up, yeah?
Oh yeah, big guy is still up.
No, we just really hate each other. I'm gonna make it known. I'm gonna try and hit him twice more. With a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit.
Yay. For 11 piercing and 500 mark. Then the second attack. That's a 30.
Yeah.
Okay, for 7 piercing. Okay, come on, man. 1 hunter's mark and 5 with Colossus Slayer.
All right. Oh, and I forgot to mention something when the other one went down. Around Bernard. Bernard, can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Okay, I have advantage on that. Incapacitated. That's just me being down, right?
You are not incapacitated. So yeah.
Okay, here we go. 21.
21. That'll be half damage as the guy that you took down exploded.
And how much damage is that?
So that would have been 24. So you take half of that.
And I get another half from fire resistance.
Yes, that is correct.
So it's
This
21
fits.
damage, right?
Yeah. So it was 24. So it becomes 12. Becomes 6.
Okay.
So, while this happened, what is everyone's passive perception?
24.
14.
Alright, so... You would be... I would say that Pyre, you would see this. When this creature exploded, there was a sort of arc of magic between the guy that you've been focusing on and that exploding elemental. Perhaps like he willed it into existence.
Huh.
So, do with that information as you will. Your attacks went through. I believe that was both of them. Anything else on your turn?
I think that's. Yeah, I think that's the end, and then it was Pyre's turn.
Right, so I was asking Pyre, because Pyre had
Okay.
taken her 2 attacks. Sorry,
Mm.
I should have made that clear.
Right. That's my turn.
Alright. Then it is going to be then Yurga's turn. Yurga, one of these guys exploded. There's still 3 left around Bernard currently, and 1 holding on to Bernard. Oh, do we have an AFK Yurga?
Okay. Oh, it's your go.
Yeah. Alright, they might be having some tech issues with on Yurga's end, so I'm gonna hold Yurga's turn, and then once we get him back, he'll be able to do those actions.
Okay.
But, with that, it will be our elemental's turn, and our one that is big is going to be going against Pyre once more. That'll be a 28.
Yeah.
For 32 fire.
Just have the 16.
And, ooh, a natural one's gonna miss. And with that, our magma elementals, we've got the one still holding on to Bernard. Just gonna do that. You know what? No. The one holding on to Bernard is not just going to do that. The one holding on to Bernard is going to throw Bernard.
Oh.
And will attempt to throw you into one of the nearby smoldering buildings, but will miss. So you only have to worry about a little bit of bludgeoning from hitting the ground. So that'll be 5 points of bludgeoning damage,
That's 2.
reduced
So-
to 2. But you're no longer grappled, but also you are thrown 15 feet away.
I am Bernard is pissed.
So, yeah, we'll just have the throwing be all that the magma elementals do. And then it'll be, Bernard. Here we go.
Where's the big guy?
The big guy is about maybe 35 feet away from you, from where you've been thrown.
Okay, I will move towards him.
Okay.
Like up, like visually, Bernard's gonna be like running towards him and readying my claws once more. And I will reckless attack. 22.
22 will hit.
That is 7 plus 2. That's 9 slashing damage, and he has reduced movement. Again, that is a 21, and that's another 9. One last 17. Does that hit?
17 just hits.
Okay. And that is 9 plus 2, that's 11 slashing.
Alrighty.
And that ends my turn.
Alright, Pyre, what would you like to do?
Seeing what I saw earlier, my mind now flickering a bit. Just gonna continue taking those attacks.
Go for it.
With a 24,
Yeah, 24 will hit.
that is a full 16 piercing and 5 hunter's mark.
And he goes down. As he falls to his knees, however, he looks at you, Pyre, and he speaks. Which none of the other elementals have done so far. The spark in his chest begins to shatter, crumbling. You represent all that must be brought down. All that must break and turn to dust. The reckoning is her will, and it is long overdue. And he falls, leaving just 3 elementals here, which can now probably be safely decapitated, or well, as safe as a decapitation against a molten elemental can be. So, anything else from Pyre?
I still do have one more attack.
You still do have one more attack.
So, turning, I'll use a bonus action to move that hunter's mark, and I'll fire another bolt, but aiming for the neck to see if I can decapitate one of them.
Yeah, go for it.
The 26.
26 will hit.
15 piercing, 3 hunter's mark, and I'll just throw a Colossus Slayer on there for good measure.
Why not?
8.
Alright, not enough to decapitate, but definitely hurts. Alright. And then anything else from Pyre?
Nope.
Alright. Let's check back in with Yurga, see if we can...
Oh, he's offline. Oh no, you're back? He's
Uh,
awesome.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, cool. Couldn't hear you the last turn, so just wanted to double check in. So,
Oh,
it is your turn, Yurga.
well, attack.
Alright, heck yeah.
And then cleave the one next to it.
Alright. Unfortunately, the 14 from the cleave does not hit.
And I'll attack it once again.
Yeah, go for it.
Oof.
Yeah.
Alright. With that, it is going to be the end of Yurga's turn, yeah?
Yep.
Then our magma elementals are gonna go, and since Pyre just took down their leader, they're gonna go after Pyre this turn. So they all start surrounding Pyre and make their attacks.
Can try.
A 15 to hit,
Misses.
and a 9 will miss.
Yep.
A 19,
That hits.
10 bludgeoning, 9 fire.
Yep.
That's another miss. And then the last 2 attacks. That's a miss. And a miss. So, you just have 3 angry elementals around you.
Cool.
Bernard, it is your turn.
How far are those elementals from me?
About 25 feet, I'd say.
So, okay. I'll run towards the leftmost elemental
Okay.
with reckless attack, of course. You Here we go. Nat 20.
Okay.
So that guy has disadvantage. That is 12 plus 2, that's 14 slashing damage. Another nat 20. That would be 11 plus 6. That is 17 plus 2, that's 19 slashing. Is that guy dead yet?
Yeah, I'll say that you can easily decapitate him with your claws here. That's 2 nat 20s. In a
And then
row.
I'll go for the other one next.
Yeah.
Here's the last attack. 23. Okay, we're done now. We're done. We're chill.
Alright, so holding the magma elemental head in one hand, with the claws coming out on the other. Go ahead, roll damage.
That is another 11 slashing plus 2. That's 13 slashing.
Beautiful. Now,
Who's
due
next?
due to our time that I'm looking at here, I'm just going to, because you've achieved your objectives here of getting the decapitation, I'm gonna turn our initiative into a narrative one, and I'll ask Pyre, what sort of activities would you like to do to take out the remaining magma elementals?
Let's see.
But
I'm gonna
the
just use my short sword, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to use your short sword, tell me how it looks like.
I just run up to these things and I try and like just slice it across the neck, see if I can decapitate it.
All right, we'll make this a medicine or survival check to as part of your narrative to try and decapitate.
Definitely survival. It's a 19.
I'll say that's enough to decapitate the magma elemental. So now you've got 2 heads that can be utilized. And with that, Yurga, why don't you give me the narrative of how you would like to try and take out the last of the magma elementals? Oh, do we have another AFK moment?
Oh, is it my turn now?
So, it's not a full turn. This is more of a narrative. So you'll be able to achieve what you're looking to do. I just want to hear how you would do it.
How far is the elemental from me?
It's right next to Pyre, but you don't have to worry about, like, because this is now narrative, you don't have to worry about, like, maintaining, like, speeds or anything like that. If you're running up, you're running up. And you're able to make it.
The elemental's not damaged, right? Or is it?
This one is not damaged, no.
Can I really do with narrative? Like, is there? Well, what's the constraints of a narrative?
So for like any sort of baseline thing, so like if you're coming up and you're attacking and slashing, that's gonna come through. But like if you're trying to do something specific, that's a little more in depth, so like the decapitation, then I'll introduce rolls to help that. But because this is now a more narrative moment, you're going to succeed. It's just, you know, the flares to it.
Oh, all right. Then I'm gonna first launch the butt end of my halberd in the midpoint between me and the fire elemental for propelling it and pushing it, my body off of it, grabbing it, and then I guess swooping with the flat end on the widest side of it at the elemental's head.
All right. Are you attempting a decapitation then?
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask for either a medicine or survival check to land this.
Would it be acrobatics instead, or
No. So this is more. So like the flare is there, but this is more of you're trying to utilize your skill to cut through. So either you're seeing the weaker areas through the medicine, or you're utilizing your skill of using blades on creatures that are, out in the wild, the survival. "21, that is enough for a decapitation. So, as all three bodies now fall, none of them exploding, since the death of the other figure. You can look over uh, the heads that are here that are intact. I'll ask for anyone who wants to do that to roll either a medicine or an arcana check.
17.
You need Pyre on the twinning. So, with the 17, Pyre and Bernard, you can pull back the skull-like fragments of the magma. You can see the still warm inner core of their mind stones. There are fractures and breaks in these stones that imply that they've been damaged and broken before. And I'll ask for a perception or religion check here.
Can I use my luck feat to give myself advantage?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's do that then. Oh, 10.
Higher.
Yes.
Looking at the mind stones here, you discern that there are runes, and you recognize them. They've been etched into the surface of the rocks. The runes resemble those of the Emberwind clan, the ritual sigils adorning their shrines to the Great Flame. But you notice that these ones are altered. Instead of offering praise and balance, they break the will of the creature. They bend them. They dominate under the will and command of another. I'd like for you, and as you can explain this to your companions if you so wish, I'd like for you to roll me an insight or history check, Pyre. And then if you share this, the rest can do so as well.
I will.
Insight check. Okay.
Insight or history, yep.
A 9.
So Pyre's definitely going to know this, which makes
Yep.
sense. Pyre, whoever made these markings, they were, and Yurga would know this too. Whoever made these markings, they were well versed in the ritual texts and processes of the Emberwind clan. Such a person would have been well known to the Flamecaller, would have spent time studying under their leadership and direction. Meaning, almost certainly this is someone who Pyre, you know, or at least had some passing familiarity. As you are examining this, you would notice survivors, some of them, coming out from the ruins here. hovels that were used as cooking pits or storing spaces dug into the grounds are now being exited. And as they notice you and they thank you, even though they are frantic, they speak of a woman, a warrior that walked among the elementals. A fire genasi clad in black armor and a dreadful face full of terror. They speak of eyes blazing a deep lavender alongside her hair. She did not speak, but the creatures followed her will. Looking out across the blazing plateau, there are more pillars of smoke that rise into the blasted sky. And Pyre, you know that somewhere out there, this mysterious warrior moves among the crazed elementals. And you know that not only are your destinies intertwined, but that you have crossed paths before. And elsewhere, the warrior stands by a flaming field, her figure a sharp silhouette against the burning backdrop of magma fields and bursting lava vents. She carries a long glaive that flames upon the blade, and the fires of destroyed villages burn in her wake. And with it, her lavender eyes ignite with the fury of righteous vengeance. And that is where our session ends. So thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I will see you guys in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildwitch.com. Check us out. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself, or just keep up to date with all of our announcements. Follow us here on Twitch for our live streams. Head over to YouTube for our VODs. And until the next one, it'll be a see you later.